and bashing capitalism. The former quarterback, who made millions off his NFL career and endorsement deals, is slamming the system that made it possible. He said in a recent interview, quote, "Black liberation simply isn't possible under capitalism. White supremacy persists in part because of its relationship with capitalism. Heteropatriarchy, is that what you say that? Yeah. Ableism and so on." And I love the "and so on." Because then, like, people who believe in that, they can just fill in the blank.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really important what I'm saying. It's just that everybody in that list is oppressed.
COLIN Kaepernick is back at it again, talking about how black folks are still under bondage, that we're not free, that we need to be liberated. So in his interview that he recently gave, he talked about this new book that he has co-edited called "Our History Has Always Been Contraband in Defense of Black Studies." Now, this is in response, I presume, to what has happened down in Florida with Governor Ron DeSantis and the AP course on Black history and all of those things, and people feeling that Black history is being erased. These are the same people that complain about Black history being erased, but yet do nothing when Black children are literally being erased almost every night and every weekend in our major cities, particularly in Chicago and other cities like that. These same people will do nothing about that, will say nothing about that, but will complain about the system being fundamentally racist. These people who've made a profit off of capitalism will complain about capitalism. So look at some of the answers that Kaepernick gave in his interview. So when asked about his refusal to stand for the national anthem in 2016, he said, "I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses Black people and people of color. How does this book build upon your protest?" And Kaepernick says, "Not only has Black studies long held a mirror up to this country to expose its founding mythologies." Wow, there you go. There you go. He's operating, you'll see this, he's operating from a Marxist communist perspective. He's viewing things from a Marxist communist perspective. That's why I call him one of the Black Bougie Elite, because they want to keep Black people in bondage by spewing this filth that is Marxist and communist based. It's a Saul Alinsky based tactics. It's dividing the country based upon race in order to profit off of it through the division, in order to remake it in the image of a communist, socialist, Marxist image, because they profit off of that, because they will be the ones in power. That's what they don't want to tell you. They don't tell you that dirty little secret that capitalism is the mechanism that has raised the profile of a lot of Black people, including him. That God has placed him in the United States of America and has given him the ability to play football, that has elevated his profile. And capitalism was the vehicle that did that here in America. And you'll notice a trend with some of these authors. You'll notice how everybody that he has selected, for the most part, are radical Black liberation theology, Black power people. He didn't select any people that believed in the idea of America. He selected Frederick Douglass, but more than likely, he probably pointed out some of the passages from Frederick Douglass' early days when he was talking about the issues of slavery and talking about the problem with America. Frederick Douglass was very on point when he was speaking to the fact of how America was not treating its citizens fairly, its people fairly, Black people fairly. He was true when he spoke to that. But I bet you those are the essays that they pulled from. They didn't pull from the other essays that talked about the promise of America, that talked about Frederick Douglass's faith in God and faith in America. He probably didn't pull from those. So here it is. Black studies, and more generally, a critical engagement with U.S. history threatens the white supremacist status quo. Any attempt to whitewash the past should actually be understood as a concrete step toward fascism. Wow, these are the fascists. They have no idea what fascist really means. And the desire to build a nation state where power is concentrated in the hands of a self-anointed white few. That's exactly what he's doing. You have to understand something. These Marxists and these communists, they tell you what they're doing. They project what they are doing to you, and what they can't help it. It's like the devil. The devil will reveal himself. He can't help it. It's the pride. It's the pride in them. They have to reveal what exactly they're doing. So they're telling you what they're doing. They're telling you what they're doing by accusing their enemy, by accusing their opponent of doing what they're gonna do. They're gonna concentrate power in the hands of the few, the Black Bougie Elite. They're gonna concentrate the power in the hands of the Black Bougie Elite when it comes to black people. I wouldn't characterize GOP attacks on black studies as an obsession, but rather as core to their white supremacist political project. Man, these black folks who don't know history, that don't know the Democratic Party is the one that's racist, they're the white supremacists. Yeah, you got racists and probably white supremacists on the GOP side, they're on every side. These people keep spewing these lies and black folks keep falling for it.
Eating household, there's something wrong somewhere.
All right, here we go. You put this book together with two of the most prominent black Marxists in the country. And most, if not all, of the featured writers are anti-capitalist. How did this collaboration come about? I've long admired Kianga and Robin's work, as well as their uncompromising political analysis, understanding that black liberation simply isn't possible under capitalism. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. If you are a Christian and you're black, there is nothing holding you back except for yourself, except for you buying into this garbage, this lie that these people are spewing. That is what holds you back. There's no white man holding you back. There's no system holding you back unless you allow it to hold you back. And that is what's happening to the majority of black people today. They're buying into the garbage and the lies and the toxic fumes that these people are spewing, knowing that these people, when they say this stuff, they have achieved. They have achieved. But yet they turn around and kick the ladder and tell other folks, no, you can't make it because this country is systemically racist, that we are the exception. You're not. See how arrogant that is? But we got to see that. People have a discerning eye. You have to see that. I think the anthology makes this argument quite well. And I hope it challenges readers to see that racism is not white supremacy's only ingredient. White supremacy persists in part because of this relationship with capitalism, heteropatriarchy, ableism, and so on. This dude hit all the intersectionality components. Boy, these folks are so ingrained in pushing this narrative that they are so blinded by it that they don't even know the junk they're spewing makes no sense. This stuff makes no sense, dude. You're attacking everybody, and so on. I'm surprised he didn't put Christianity in there. I mean, that's obviously what they're trying to get to. That's the so on, Christianity. Because they know if they can attack, that's what they've been trying to do. The purpose of this channel, what I've been saying for almost 2 years now, they want to unmoor black people from their biblical roots, from their Christian heritage. Because they know they can do that, they can keep black people in bondage. That's the reason why they keep harping on this white supremacy stuff, harping on this patriarchy stuff, harping on this system being against you, because they want you to turn to the government. They want the government to be your source of truth instead of the word of God. That's what they want to do.